Just mute my laptop here. Just something like so I can see. Okay, it's giving me a little bit of an issue, says it's waiting for YouTube. So let's see what happens here. You guys might be seeing me, but I'm not able to see my YouTube just yet. Here it goes, it's starting to kick in. Boy, this thing is shaking. Oh, it's because I moved the I moved the laptop. Let's see. Let me get my settings ready. This thing's not playing the way it should. There we go. Hello. Good morning. Today we're going to be testing, kind of like a test, but I've done these before. But I've used dyes in the past to basically create, my chipboard flowers. I decided to go ahead and kind of like design my own, and I did go through a lot of trial and error. But I made them so that they can fit into a mold that I have, which is a Heartfelt Creations mold. Let me show you guys. Here it is. I made them with the size so that I can pass them through here so that I can give them texture for you guys. And this is the universal. I guess this is like the universal one because it's the one that any kind of flower shape fits into as long as it fits within, within the area. So when I created my flowers, I made sure that they, at least on some of these, like I just wanted at least at least 3 or 4 different sizes. I wasn't really too concerned about the teeny tiny ones, to be honest with you guys, because I'm not really so much into the small little things. But definitely I wanted to have it so that they at least fit in there. Hello, Ada. How are you, love? So we're going to be testing. I did do a couple of them, and I'm going to show you guys how they come out. And hopefully you guys can see. Move that light just a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see the texture on them. They have a lot of texture. Let me see if I'll use this little flat plate railer to kind of show you. You see, so this is like one of my errors. Like this is one of the ones that I did that was like the petals just was not working. It wasn't fitting in. So you can see it kind of like mashes it up because it only goes but to a certain extent. And I was hoping to be able to use them with the roses that I have, but it doesn't fit. So I'm actually going to be putting the other one that I have of this for sale. Let me see if I can show you. I remember where I put it. I don't remember, but I believe it's their classic roses. It's the Heartfelt mold. It's the same thing as this, but it's for their roses. So if you have like different rose dyes and stuff like that, you can definitely use it with those. But I didn't really, I haven't really liked it as much as I thought I was gonna like it once I bought it. And I found that I used this one a lot more than I used that one. But the other one makes absolutely gorgeous roses. If you've seen the Heartfelt Creations, what is this called? 3D floral mold, then you know what I'm talking about. They're really nice. But I'm going to be selling the other one because I don't really use it. And I'm trying to get rid of all the things that I don't use. So this is what I'm using to texturize my flowers. So just so you guys know and see, I'm trying to see. I can't believe it. And I had it there. I was like, oh, I know where I put it. I put it in the drawer. It's this one. And I just wanted you guys to see, because I want to make sure that everybody knows what's what. So these right here, if I can get this thing out. So you guys can see this is the case of it. This is the roses one. And it's beautiful. If you have smaller rose dyes, and this will definitely work with that. You might have to trim a little bit of the edges here and there for your actual die cut to fit all the way right in. But mine don't really fit in. I mean, they fit when it comes to the size, but they don't really fit. It doesn't really work very well with the chipboard, to be honest with you guys. I tried it and it broke it. So I was like, yeah, no. No. So I'm gonna be putting this up for sale. And I think I paid like 20 something bucks for this, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll give it to you guys for really, really reasonable. If anybody's interested in it, let me know. It's gonna go in a whatchamacallit, in regular mail. So you'll get tracking and everything, but I'm not gonna charge you a flat rate fee for this one item. So if you're interested in this and you've been wanting to get it, this is your time to get it at a discount price. Especially if you have the dies, but you don't have the mold. If you have the dies for this, amazing. But those dies cost like 30 bucks. So oh, you sold? You want it? All right. I'll talk to you through Facebook later then, and I'll let you know how much it's gonna be. I'm gonna give it to you for really, really cheap. So I did a lot of trial and errors. These are the ones that I had originally did. And you guys know I love me some jumbo flowers. So I am going to have jumbo flowers. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to add the texture to the bigger ones because they don't fit in that mold. So I have other like embossing folders and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a couple different test runs with some embossing folders that I have and just see which one gives me the more realistic texture to the flowers. For right now, this one does a beautiful job on these. So we're going to play with those. But these are the ones that I did. And the reason that I'm showing you guys this is because I want to make sure that you guys are aware that I did design these flowers myself. I didn't copy any template that was already out there. I didn't copy any of that. I basically ran through and tested them out and retested them with the little bits of scraps of chipboard that I have left. Because yes, that's a story that I'm going to get into in a few minutes once I get myself together. I drank my coffee. I got it right here. My son-in-law got it for me. So thank you very much. But I did try, as you can see, I made some of the petals, like I wanted them to look more realistic, like not so uniform. So I made like some of the petals a little bit narrower, a little bit longer, like I switched it up a little bit. But it didn't really work with the mold, maybe because they were a little bit too big. And some of the edges, you know, the way that I designed it wasn't fitting too right. So I did shrink it down and just kind of fix it up a little bit, just so that they kind of fit. The big ones were fitting, but I just wasn't liking the result. I guess from all the compression that I had to do because they were so big. But we're gonna see. I'm also gonna be doing a template, like for you guys to do like your own flowers if you want, like your own like mixed media flowers, so you can kind of like, you know, color your papers up and stuff like that. But I'll demo that and share that with you guys once I have it ready to go as a sample, so that I can show you what the stencil is gonna look like. Because you can either use it as a stencil or as a template, but it's going to be for those flowers. And I do have other flowers that I'm currently working on that I'm going to be having. These are going to be added in June I'm going to be adding like a whole little floral thing, whole little botanical section on the site, so that you guys can get like your chipboard flowers, your chipboard leaves, so on and so forth. And I'm going to try my darndest to give them the textures. I'm going to be basically molding them and sending them to you ready to go. Most likely they will not be cupped though. You'll have to cup them. I'm going to send them to you straight. So when you get them, you're going to get them like this. All you have to do is basically, you know, cup them in the center. And basically, if I can find a tool, and I was working with these yesterday and I don't know where my tools at. Of course. Let me see if I find something. Okay, I'll use this. And basically, you just have to kind of like, you know, ball it in the center, cup it up in the center, and it kind of comes right up. And if you don't have something like this, a couple pieces of foam, and you stack them together just to kind of make yourself a nice thick cushion will work just fine. I've used like the Dollar Tree foams, the sticky ones. You peel the back off of one, stick it on top of the other, peel the back off of one, and make yourself like a nice 4 to 5 layers, and you'll have basically the same thing as this for a fraction of the cost. Yes, these are from chipboards I made myself, Ada. So I basically designed the petal. You know, I made sure that all the edges, I wanted them to have like, maybe I can show you better on this one. I wanted them to have like jagged edges. I wanted them to have like their own, you know, unique little petals to each one of them. So they have that texture. So when I go ahead and I process them and I add the texture, then you have like that unevenness, you know, that natural look on the edge of the flowers. And they're gonna come in packs. I'm not sure if it's gonna be 3 or 4 of each, and I know that there's like 3 or 4 sizes in here. We'll see now. Let me get these out of here because these don't go. But you're gonna get them flat is basically what I wanted to show you. You guys are gonna get them flat. You're gonna get them textured, but they're gonna be flat. You'll have to cup them yourself. And you can make several different flowers from this. I was kind of playing with different ones, and you can make several different styles. Yes, it's way thicker than the paper flowers. And also, what I will say is that they're thicker than the paper flowers. They hold the gesso and other stuff a lot better. They don't fall apart and things of that nature. If you're gonna be using a lot of heavy stuff, then definitely gesso over, you know, your flowers. You can gesso them before you layer them, so you can go ahead and grab each of your flowers and just give them a nice little coat of gesso, and you can make your own DIY gesso, super easy. For something like this, I would recommend that if you're making your own DIY gesso, that you water the gesso down a little bit. You don't want it to be too thick because all that heaviness is gonna add weight to your flower, and that's not necessarily a problem, but you know, some of us like the heavier look, so it all depends on what you're kind of looking for. But I did kind of go ahead and cup these out. So this is gonna be, I think, your biggest flower for this set, right? And there's different ones, and you can just layer them and make them your own. And this is what I love the most about the fact that you know, these come the way they're gonna come. I'm not gonna pre-make the flowers for you. You get to make whatever kind of flowers you want. You can actually make roses out of it if you curl the edges up and you basically create a rose. I had a little rosebud thing here. You can create roses out of it if you know, take the time to do it right. I did, and I just kind of was just like squishing it together, to be honest. But you can definitely make all different kinds of flowers out of this, and gesso them, spray them, paint them, you know, whatever you want to do. You can actually make this match your project as opposed to having to find things that match your existing project. You can actually go adjusting your colors as you go, and you can go, you know, matching them up as you need. And they're gonna be sold in bags, little baggies, and they're gonna come all textured. This is about, I would say, a whole 12 by 12 and like half of another one. And I'm trying to see if I can get it all on one 12 by 12, but it all depends, because again, if I'm giving you 3 or 4, then it's gonna overlap into the second one. So I'm trying to see how I do it. But this is definitely gonna be the size. I'm not changing this size, because this size, after so many trials, is perfect. It fits perfect. It fits perfect. So for what I need them to do. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna layer these out. I'm gonna go ahead and put these down. Now, for the sake of what I'm gonna be doing today, because I am gonna be creating a project, I did pull out, I don't know if I'm gonna be using this one or another one or what, but I did pull out some things for me to figure out, okay, which way I wanna go and what I wanna create. So I do wanna put them to use so that you guys can see what it looks like once it's on a project. So I don't know. I've been wanting to do something with these for a while, but I might wait. I don't know. I'll see. You guys know how that goes, right? So you're gonna get like 3 or 4 of each, I think. I think I might have cut out an extra one just so that I had enough to play with. But you get all different sizes. I believe this is the smallest size. And again, you see how this one's kind of cupped downward. You can either cup them down, you can flip them up, cup them up, however you want to do it. And then you can kind of go assembling your flowers depending on how many layers you want. That's one style. That's another style. If you want to add the third one there, I think that's the lowest here. So it's 3 of each, I think, 3 of each. And if you go further back into my channel, like I've done flower stuff like throughout the years, you'll definitely recognize some of these because they look very similar to flowers that I've done in the past. But for the flowers in the past, I think for the most part, I think I did use dyes, and then I just kind of textured them by wetting them and scringing them up. But it gives me that same aesthetic, which I was really pleased with. So you can do totally a whole bunch of different flowers. Let me go ahead and show you real quick. Where are my tools? Oh, here they are. They're like right in my face. All right, so I have me a little foam mat here, and I'm just gonna kind of push this up. So if you have any of these kind of tools, and you could definitely add more. I would not recommend that you go against the edges because you're gonna take all of the texture out. So If you do this at home and then your texture goes away and you're like, Carmen, what happened? I was trying to mold it and the texture went away. Well, it's not, you know, pressed in with steam or something like that. So it's, you know, it's not going to be there permanently if you go ahead and rub it out. So make sure you don't rub it out if you want that there. So basically you could just add a little bit of this and a little bit of that. If you want, what you can do to the petals, if you want to cup them, just kind of squeeze them in. That way you don't rub it, just kind of push into them, and then that'll kind of cup them up even further for you. But you'll still be able to retain the texture along the edges. Let's see. So you can create all different kinds of styles of flowers. Cupped up. You cup them down, then you'll have some folded downward, some folded upward. It all depends on what you want to do. So you can definitely play with it and make all different types of flowers, whatever it is that you're trying to do. So we're going to go ahead and, I guess, assemble some flowers, right? And I think I'm going to use my glue gun to do this. So let me go ahead and turn that glue gun on because I'm going to need it. Let me take my phone charger out because I'm not going to need that right now. Sorry if the thing shakes, you guys. Let me just plug that in. Turn this bad boy on. And then we're going to have some fun. And I have some goodies coming. I'm so excited because they're going to be things that I'm going to be using in the store or selling in the store. So I'm really, really excited to get that part of it going. I'll let you guys know about that once I actually have it. You know, you can't count the chickens to the eggs hatch. So while I'm waiting for my glue gun to kind of heat up, right, let me tell you what happened with my chipboards. So you guys know I've been dealing with this one company for years now because I've been buying chipboard from them. Where before I even started the store, I was already buying chipboard from them because it's my chipboard of choice. It's my preferred chipboard. And if you know me from way, way back, you know that I'm very anal about certain things like my glues, like the Dollar Tree glue that they used to have was like my favorite. This one, the new one that they have is okay. It's close, but it's not it, but it's close. So I'm very anal about certain things. When there's a product that I like, a material that I like, not so much of a product, but a material that I like, you know, I'm always supporting that material because I love it. So I've been buying for them for a while, and I've been on some back and forth with them because I know that they're backed up. You know, they're a warehouse. They have two different warehouses in two different states, and basically this whole thing hit, and it sent everything into a panic frenzy. A lot of warehouses had to let go of a lot of employees or send employees home, you know, because of threats or because they were sick or whatever the case may be. So everybody's been downsized, downstaffed. You know, it's been really, really crazy. I'm super patient. I have no problems with being patient. As long as I know what's going on, I can understand. Like, come on, human is human, right? So I can understand. So I was like, listen, I get it. You know, I know you guys are going through stuff. Just don't forget about me, please, you know? So I was back and forth with them. They're super nice. But what happened is that I checked on it. They told me they was going to send it out by the end of last week to this week. So I checked on it. I think it was yesterday, the day before yesterday. And on Memorial Day, I emailed them. I was like, listen, you guys, just a friendly reminder. Don't forget about me. Let me know when you ship it, you know? And they're like, oh, we shipped it already. I'm like, you shipped it where? Where's the tracking? But the tracking that they had already on the account, that tracking was never scanned. So they're like, oh, it must be a mistake. I got to, you know, we have to fill out a form. I'm like, well, you might have to fill out a form, but I don't got to fill out a form. I ordered something, I haven't got it, and your tracking never updated. So send me my stuff. Stop playing games with me. You're holding me up. So after we went through that back and forth, because I'm super cool, but at the same time, you know, right is right and wrong is wrong. Come on, it's not playing no games. Like I told them, I was like, listen, you're holding me up. Like, honestly, you're holding me up. I have things that, you know, people are waiting for stuff. Like I need to be able to produce. I started something. You guys told me you guys had it under control, that it was not going to be no longer than 2 weeks. We're going on a month now. Like, what's up? Things are not getting worse. They're actually getting better if you want to think about it, because everything is going down. The cases are going down. Things are going down. So like you should be speeding up, not slowing down, you know? But so anywho, I'm still waiting on them. They told me they were going to reship it out. Like I said, I don't want to give up on them. I really love the chipboard, and I know that things happen. It's never happened with them before. Usually I used to get my chipboard within 3 days. Like literally, I will order it and it will be here 3 days later. That's why I've always kind of like stuck with them through thick and thin, no matter what. Because they always, you know, they was always there when you needed them. But I have begun conversations with another company, and they're going to be sending me out some samples. I don't want to just order chipboard and then be like, dang it, why did I waste my money on this? And it's not what I wanted. So they're going to send me some samples of their chipboards. They already took a look at my website and saw what it is that I'm doing and stuff like that. So they're telling me that they have what I need. So I'm like, before I believe you, I need to see it. So send me some, please send me some. So I'm going to get them to send me some of those samples. I have to tell them, I have to send them like the numbers and stuff for what I want. And they're going to send that to me and I'm going to test it out. And hopefully if that works out well, then at least I have a backup plan or at least an alternative and I could just get from both places, you know, and hopefully that'll work out. So I'm hoping that by the end of this week, fingers crossed, by the end of this week, everything will be resolved. However, even before that, I'm going to go ahead and just get myself at least one case from the other place, even though they're sending me samples, but I just want to make sure that I have, you know, stuff that I need because holy moly, holy moly, you guys see I got my, isn't that cute? I had to tie it to an elastic string because I'm very finicky with jewelry and stuff like that. That's why you guys don't ever really see me with like rings and stuff like that. Like I'll wear it, but like not for long periods of time. My hands need to breathe. But yes. All right, so we got this glue gun going. So I just wanted to give you guys the heads up because I wanted you guys to just know what's been going on behind the scenes. And I'm not really too worried or too concerned. So far, thankfully, everybody knows what's been going on and they're aware, so they're willing to wait. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much because it's not easy when you're starting. Let me see. Okay. I'm also gonna have stickers on the store. I'm waiting for that as well. I ordered some sticker sheets and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be incorporating little things here and there, different little stuff, you know, as we go. So I'm working on a lot of different things at the same time as usual. But for the most part, I can handle that. The multitasking I can handle for the most part. Sometimes it does get a little bit overwhelming. All right, let me just layer these up and make sure that I have, I think these are all the same size. But we're going to figure it out, you guys. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get there. And stuff is going to slowly start getting back to normal. So everything for me will hopefully start getting back to normal as well. And it was just a very rough start, you know, to the store. It was a very rough start. But I needed to do it because if I didn't do it when I did it, I would have never done it. And that's just the reality of how it is for me. If I don't get things done right when I think about them, like I'll just forget about it or I'll start making excuses to myself like, nah, don't do it. But I was like, not this time. You're just going to do it and you're going to roll with it. And the waves are going to bring you up and the waves are going to bring you down. But at least you want a journey. So take it for what it is and enjoy the ride. And I've been learning a lot. I've been learning a lot. Lesson number 1, always buy more than you think you need. Always buy more than you think you need. So this is quite a lot of flowers. If this ends up being the actual bundle, which again, this is 2 copies of it, so I don't think this is it. I think it's like half of this. But if you end up ordering 2 orders, I think that's what this is. It's like 2 orders. If there's 6 of everything. Then there might be like 2 orders, 3 orders here. I'm not sure. I made a couple. I try to fill up the whole sheet. So you're going to get quite a few. Whatever I can fit on one 12x12. So you're going to get quite a few, which lends you to make small little flowers. You can make small little flowers. You can use them individually as their own. Like if you want to use them, you know, as one, you totally could do that. You can add a little gem in the center. You can add little things in the center. And you can totally use each one of these as its own individual flowers. And if you do that, you're going to get a lot of flowers out of it. If you layer them up, you're still going to end up with a lot of flowers out of it. So I'm trying to debate to see if what I want to do is glue them first and then paint them. But I think I want to go totally mixed media on this in the sense of trying to see, do I want to? I'm trying to see. I'm thinking if I want to kind of like fill this whole thing up with flowers, maybe I'll do the whole thing as one big flower arrangement with this and just see how it looks. I've never really done that before, so we'll see We'll see how it looks. And then I'll, you know, I'll paint over everything as I normally do. Let me take all this extra stuff out of here. Or maybe I shouldn't. Let me tie all this stuff around. Can I? Can I, Jute? Are you gonna let me? Yeah, it's about 4 sizes. I believe it's about 4 sizes. Because I remember I had like 4 little groups. So yeah, it's like 4 different sizes. Some of them are just really close in proximity. I did it more for the layering effect, you know, to make it dimensional. And that's another thing that you get out of this. It's a lot of dimension because they are chipboard and they are sturdier. You get a lot of dimension out of this. I'm going to go ahead and use this rope that this came with, and I'm going to just wrap this rope around the whole thing. If I can. I don't know if I can, but we're going to figure it out. I'm trying. And we're going to glue as we go. And this is just to kind of give you an idea. Might not be the best idea, but give you an idea of how you can go ahead and use these up. I used to struggle a lot with flowers back in the day when I first started. Flowers are so hard to get. I used to buy the ones you buy for the home and paint those and use those. And those did the job for a while. But then I was like, no, I need something else. And then I started buying a whole bunch of dyes and making my own flowers out of dyes. But that's just so labor intensive, it's ridiculous. Because you have to put, like, you know, only a certain amount can fit on the plate. And you only have but one set of dyes. So you have to do that every single time. That can become insane. So I'm really excited about this because I could just pop my sheet in, pull a whole bunch of them out, and basically go to town. And the tray allows me to basically mold a whole bunch of them. I just have to swipe it once and we're good to go. All right, so let me go ahead and keep gluing this down. Let's see. Let me just kind of wrap this baby up. Let's see how we do this. Just kind of do that. And then let's just kind of wrap this baby around there. And these were Dollar General clearances. I'm telling you, you guys, you got to check out them clearances. If you don't have the app, download the app. And it's not that I'm promoting the store, but they have nice clearance finds. A lot of these altered stuff that I get, if you watch my videos, then you'll see a lot of these things that I've purchased. A lot of the projects that I've created have been altering items. I love to alter items. And those items, I get them really, really dirt cheap. I'm talking about 50 cents, 75 cents, when they normally go for $3, $4. So you can find really, really nice clearance. There's this one lady that I do watch here on YouTube, who's a Dollar General coupon person. So if you look for like Dollar General coupons or Dollar General penny list or penny items and stuff like that, then you'll find a lot of people put up ahead of time when the Dollar General stores are going to be putting up their clearances. They do it, I think, once a week, if I'm not mistaken. So you can find you can get a lot of heads up for the stuff that's like on clearance through them. I found them to be, for the most part, really accurate. So, but you know, not everything is always going to be guaranteed to be in the store. So it's a chance that you got to take. But don't ask the people for the stuff either. You literally have to go. But if you download their app, and you're in the store, you can scan the stuff in the back. You can scan, I took the barcode off of this one. You can scan the barcode and it'll tell you the price. So, plus the stores also they also put on their own like manager sales when they have like overstock or stuff that, you know, that they're not going to be selling anytime soon. They'll put like general like clearance stuff like out. So you never know. You can either get a manager sale or find the penny list items that comes from the actual company themselves, from the corporate, and you could get a lot of stuff on sale. So check that out. I always check it out at least once a week. I think that the list goes out on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, so check that out. And you never know. Not a lot of people know about it, so you might get some really, really nice finds. I've spent like 10, 15 bucks and came home with like bags and bags of stuff. So I've caught a lot of stuff on clearance. I stay looking for them coupons and deals, you know, especially when you know you're going to alter them. Like, you don't want to spend a lot of money on stuff that you're going to alter them. So this is why I kind of like include this in my junk to treasures, because it was a clearance find. So it's not necessarily that it's junk, but it was like super, super cheaper and expensive to kind of play with and work with. So, okay, so we got that. Let me put my little mat over here. Déjame beber un poquito de café. And we're gonna go ahead and kind of layer these up and just see more or less how it looks, how it takes. I'm not gonna gesso them. I think I'm gonna just kind of go into them and kind of paint them. And we'll see. I'm gonna be making a fresh batch of gesso really soon. So when I do that, I'm gonna do it live, and I'll let you guys know that I'm gonna be doing my gesso so that you guys can kind of see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start kind of sticking big flowers here and there to begin with. And like I said, they're already textured. Everything's basically done for them. All I had to do was basically press them down in the center over my little mat there. And I'm just gonna start kind of doing this. I haven't done a little project like this in a little bit, so I was kind of missing it. I was kind of missing it, you know. Let's see. Just gonna get a few of these. And this is your bottom layer. But any of them can really be your bottom layer. Somebody has to invent an anti-glue glue stick. Honestly. Okay. So let's see. Let's keep adding. And you want to always offset your petals so that in the middle of where the petals separate, you put the next petal. So basically, you know, like that. If that helps. If that helps. So you kind of always offset them just a smidge. Just make sure they're pressed in nicely in the center. But you can already see you get so much dimension. And again, you can manipulate your flowers just a little bit before you actually start placing them. So if you want to do different ones, you can. Like I'm going to go ahead and put this one upside down. So the cupping is going to be going upward. So let me just kind of do that. And it automatically kind of just pushes itself up. And where do I want this one? Let's put that one on the top right there. Let's see. Kind of how we go with this. Let me go ahead and cup this one in as well. This is a smaller one. So on this one, I'm kind of taking my biggest layer and my smallest layer, and I'm going to cup them and put them so that they're kind of facing upward. Let's make sure that's good to go. And on some of them, you know, you can create more layers, less layers. It depends on how, you know, how you want it. And like I said, if you're going to use a lot of heavy, like wet mediums, you want to make sure that you know, gesso your pieces before you put them in there. For the sake of today's project, I am not going to gesso, but that is going against my own recommendation. I'm taking a risk. If you don't want to be that risky, gesso your pieces first. Gesso your pieces first. Okay. Let's try to go and put in some little ones now. Let's go with some little ones. Let's see. I'm gonna kind of just fold these in just a little bit. Again, just to change up the style. You can do a lot of different things with them. I really like how this is looking so far. What do you guys think? kind of offset them just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and add. See, my little ones, I have a few of them, but I don't want to just waste them and just put them anywhere. So I'm trying to be very methodical in how I put them. So, I mean, you could already see how much flowers I've used up and still how much flowers I have left over. So it's quite a bit. You get quite a bit. And again, this is probably not going to be the exact number because I am trying to just adjust the numbers a little bit. I want to make sure that you get full sets, but I want to make sure that, you know, I mean, if it is what it is, it is what it is. I'm not going to go crazy about it because I have to make a whole bunch of flowers anyway. So however many sheets it fills up, it fills up. I'll just make whatever excess and put them to the side for the next order. So I don't lose nothing. But and you guys won't lose nothing either. But for the most part, you get quite a bit of flowers and you can do quite a lot with that. You can do quite a lot. So now I'm going to start trying to kind of mount, side mount. Let me get a glue stick. I'm going to side mount, if that's the right way to say it, some of these flowers. I gotta move some stuff around because intelligently I put my glue sticks in the very last little drawer of my little organizer here. Let me just pull the whole little thing out. Got my allergy pills there too. Okay. Let me just pull this whole little thing out. And we're gonna see. Let me get a glue stick. This would be good like field, but it's not a field because it's an anchor. And I know anchors don't have flowers. I know. You don't gotta tell me. I know. But you could do quite a lot of different stuff. You could do quite a lot of different stuff with this. I'm gonna go ahead and start kind of like I said, where was the flower that I wanted to do? Is it that one or is it one of the smaller big ones? Yeah, I think it was. I don't even know. I don't remember. I don't remember. I need ginkgo biloba. Anybody remember the ginkgo biloba? Memory power. Okay, let's see. Let me push this up a little bit and kind of tuck this in. Sorry if you guys can't see, but basically tuck that in. That's what I did. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other sides. And just try to use up all of these in there. And I do have like little pearls and stuff that I'm going to be also gluing in here. I want to make sure that's not going to fall out. Push that in the right way. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be working with any of the big ones anymore. I'm going to continue to work with the smaller ones. I'm going to put those big ones out. But look, even if you stack them, that's a pretty flower. And if you do like alternate layers, like let's say you did red and black, like that would look super cool. Like if you did the whole thing red and did the edges like in black, like you could do so many things. You can make these flowers look just like about any other kind of flower. Like that's what I think. And not just because they're mine, but because you can. With just about all the different flowers. If you have like different flower dyes as well, you can do the same thing. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and just keep sucking these in. I do want to leave an area for a sentiment, but I don't know. Finders keepers, maybe? That might work, right? Finders keepers. I'm also going to be putting some of my lab books. I've been going through like my boxes of like my journals that I've completed and stuff. So I'm going to be putting some of my lab books. Not many. I'm going to start off with like maybe 1 or 2 and we'll see. I don't have many left because I did sell quite a few of them before. But I'm not going to be making lab books for a while. And I do have some really gorgeous ones that I know somebody could probably make better use of. Make better use of them. So I'm going to be putting them up in the store as well. and they're gonna be under the D-Stash tab. Oh, and another good news. Well, at least I got some good news. My bubble mailer has finally arrived. Yay! So, Ada, for you, if I'm able to fit everything in the bubble mailer, then I'm gonna refund you the difference. I think that refund thing is something that I'm gonna be doing for a while from the looks of it, because it's kind of hard to see what exactly is what, you know. And I try to put it to charge on the most reasonable rate that seemed to me to be the closest to what it will actually be when I took it to the post office. So there's not much of a difference. But every now and then, you know how that goes. So hopefully, if I can fit it all into a flat rate bubble mailer and it'll be safe without me compromising any of the pieces, then I'll send it to you through there and refund you the difference for the shipping. Let me, do I want to do that? Yeah, I think I do. I'm gonna put some on the side, give it that dimensional look, so that you can see flowers from all angles. I'll just hold that in. And then I'm gonna paint this, and after I paint this, I'm gonna add the little gems in the center, because I think I have these really pretty ones over there that I'm gonna go get in a minute and add those in. Trying to see, like, what else? I feel like this guy's lonely there. I feel like he's lonely there. Let me cup this one just a little bit more so that I can kind of fit that one in. Just kind of cup that one in there, right? Cup that in there like so. And they really hold their shape really nicely. I do like that about them. Should I add that one in there? Or a small one? Let me stand up and look at this thing from the top and see. Do I want to do that? No, I do not want to do that. So I think that kind of works for me. I might just add like gems or something in the bottom. Well, not gems, but you know what I mean, like something or the other. What I will look to see though is if I find some resin pieces maybe that I want to add in here. So let me go and look for that. Because I do have some sea-themed resin pieces that I might be able to get away with using today. So let's see. I'm gonna be doing a project with these, you guys. This is super, super, super thick. Look at this. And I tinted it. I tinted the resin because I'm thinking about doing them in red when I do sell them in my store, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually go the color route, if I'm just gonna do them clear, because I can also do them clear, and I do mean super, super clear. So maybe we can add a few little things here and there. So flowers, seahorses. I don't know about the fish because the fish is kind of steampunkish. I'm not really too much into the steampunk today. Oh, little tiny faces. I love me little tiny faces. Something like this, maybe. We shall see. We shall see. I just want to put like found objects because I think I'm going to use that finders keepers sentiment. So I want to put like a whole bunch of like found objects into it. I got to trim this. I got to trim this. Okay, hold on. Yes, this time I go straight. Oh my. Yeah. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to put on the envelope, not Do not throw out. Okay. Add this. I'm gonna add those cute little faces because you guys know I love faces. I have, oh my god, I have so much joy inside of me, you guys. Like my heart is like literally wanting to jump out of my skin, but I have to hold it. I have to contain myself. I have to contain myself, you guys. I can't just blurt it out, unfortunately. Normally I would, but I cannot. I cannot just blurt it out today. Oh, if I had two of these, it would have looked super cool. I could have made it like it was being anchored up, but I don't have two of them. I only made the one. Do we want to add a little? I mean, if we got flowers, we can add butterflies, right? Like, if we got flowers, we can add butterflies, right? Or does that, like, make no sense at all? And again, I'm not just doing this. So whatever paint it catches, whatever it doesn't catch, it doesn't catch. I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna go nuts. We have a little seahorse here. Where do I want to put my seahorse? Where do I want to put my seahorse? I don't know. I don't know. I definitely want to. I don't know how many of these little faces I got, but I definitely want to add as many as I can. What happened to my star that I had here? I took it off. Let's see. Maybe a key. Do I want a key in here? A key to what? A key to what is the problem? A key to what? Okay. Let's see. Well, I have the opening down there, but let's see. Can I put that in there? Yeah, I think I'm gonna put that in there. Oh, I have an octopus. I can kind of. Oh, I never glued this flower down. What the heck? I never glued that flower down. Have a little face. Let me get this teeny tiny face, put that little tiny face right there. We put this bigger face right here. Little C thing right here. I'm just trying to use up some of these that I have in here. The reason I don't add these into the store is because they're too mainstream. So I could do as a Happy Meal, but I cannot do as a selling on my store. Is that beautiful? And really good too, no bubbles. I was so surprised because I'm so new at this. But some of them came out great. Now, I'm not gonna say all of them did because I did have my trial and errors, but some of them came out really good. Oh yes, we definitely need this, right? Because we gotta steer the boat. That's a donut. We gotta steer the boat. Even though there's no boat here, but it's a collection of found items. So somebody found this. Whatever this thing is called. Whatever that thing is called. Well, I hope I have more of these. I don't know if I do. That would have been nice. Why didn't I do more of those? Alright, I think that's it for this. Little mermaid tail. Do we need it? Do we want it? Do we need it? Do we want it? Do we need it? Do we want it? I don't know, but I'll leave it there just in case. Just in case. Let me get all these little faces out. See, the little faces is cool. I can definitely make a whole bunch of those. I can totally sell those, I think. I don't think that would be too much of a big deal. But like other stuff, another jellyfish, little starfish. Oh, I found the big one. Okay. I knew I had more. I'm like, where's the other one? All right. Okay. I'm probably not going to use all that, but to at least get myself kind of going, because I think I'm going to use, again, Finders Keepers. So I'm either going to put that in the bottom somewhere or in the top. So we're going to see. And I think all these little pieces, since I'm not gonna paint them, I'm gonna glue them in after. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna paint this first now and start getting this part of it done. What time is it? 1:21. Okay. Yeah, it's mixed media. Everything makes sense, right? Isn't that the amazing? It's like, oh, it's just mixed media. You could totally like use mixed media as an excuse for anything. Like you got stripes and polka dots. It's mixed media. Hello, my whole outfit right now is mixed media. Okay, if I knew this back when I was little, instead of making fun of my aunt for their colorful situation, I would have been like, "Yeah, it's okay. You just mix media." Like it would have been perfectly fine. I'm like, "Listen, you trending. You just mix media. That's it. That's it. Just tell them you mix media. You good." All right. So let's see. Let's get some paint. And what paint do I want to? What colors? Definitely. Oops. I'm going to start off with this as my base, and then I'll start adding colors as I go. We'll see how it goes. Because I know everybody has to have that aunt that rocks them spandex that have like every color in the universe and every pattern in the universe all at once. I have one of those aunts. Love her to pieces. I have one of those aunts. Sometimes I used to not even want to go outside. Well, I'm like, Tia, please change your pants. Or Tia, please change your shirt. That shirt doesn't go with those pants. Especially when you're a teenager, you know when you're a teenager, you want to tell everybody how to do everything. When you're a teenager, you swear you got the whole entire everything figured out. You think you know everything about everything. You're right, they're wrong. Like, what are they talking about? They don't know nothing about nothing. Whatever you went through, That was like yesteryear. We're living in today. So I wonder how those teenagers feel now. I know me now. Being once a teenager, I'm like, dang it, I messed up. I should have never said that because now I'll be trying to rock the same stuff. But now it's just mixed media, so now I got my excuse, so I'm good to go. Now their whole world makes sense to me. It didn't make sense to me before. So I'm gonna paint everything, including my flowers. Oops, I got paint on my desk, including my flowers. I'm just gonna brush it all with this color right now. And this color is called Sea Breeze. Yes. One of my favorite blue colors in the Deco Art acrylic line is the Sea Breeze color. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's very tropical. So I'm just going to do this and get ready to get dirty. And this is just the first coat, so there will be many coats, many more layers of color added. So again, you don't want to overwhelm it. I didn't gesso my flowers, so I don't want to be too crazy with adding a whole bunch of wet stuff over them, because paper is still paper, you guys. It doesn't matter if it's chipboard, cardboard, cardstock, whatever. Paper is still paper. You add water to paper, it shall break down if you add too much. So be very, very gingerly and add a little bit at a time. If you want, even dry them before you layer the next one. That might even be a better idea for you to do. So I'm just gonna go like this and just add a little bit of this color here, a little bit of this color there. I'm not too worried about what catches, what doesn't catch, because I have way more layers coming. So we're just gonna do this. And if you have a spray bottle of paint, that will definitely make your life a little bit easier, especially when it comes to getting into these nooks and crannies, if you've glued your flowers together and you still haven't painted. Oops, give me 1 second. Hello? Hello? I'm live. Yeah. Yeah, well, I bet. Talk to you in a bit. Bye. Dito, hubby called me. He's like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm live. He's like, oh, man. That's nice when they miss you when they're not here, right? So I forgot what I was saying. Dang it, Ada, you remember what I was saying? I don't remember. And it wasn't a lie. I just don't remember. All right. So I added a little bit of that, a little bit of this. I love dry brushing. That's one of my favorite things to apply paint is to like dry brush it. Even when I paint like my acrylic paintings and stuff like that, I hardly ever dip my brush in water, which is why when I was doing the thing, I hardly ever clean my tools. I just kind of wipe them down a little bit and keep them moving. I love when the colors blend. Okay. You guys hear an avalanche? Don't worry, don't worry. Everybody is safe. We are going to go ahead and this is a very thick paint. It's called Delicate, and this is a acrylic finish paint. I'm going to use this color here. I really think this color is pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. And I don't know how that's going to match to this, but we're going to figure that part of it out. I only work one step at a time, you guys. So we're going to see. We're going to see how this is all going to go. I don't really plan too much ahead, color schemes and stuff like that. That's why my art projects tend to be as long as they are, because I don't really plan too much. I just like to allow myself the freedom to just go with the flow. Sometimes that flow works in my favor. Sometimes it works completely against me, and it becomes like a total nuisance, but it's all part of the experience, right? So I'm just kind of touching on different little spaces here and there. Again, just trying to get all of this covered up. And the edges, I don't know what color I should do them. I really like how this is looking already. What do you think? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, spray bottles. Thank you, Ada. Yes, spray bottles. You know, make sure that if you're gonna be spraying this stuff, make sure that you have gesso. But a spray bottle will definitely be spray painting your flowers, or you know, these types of layered texture areas would probably be the best bet, because you could get deeper into the nooks and crannies. Just make sure that if you are going to go ahead and do that, that your stuff is properly sealed. And you can seal them with either with Mod Podge, matte medium, gesso. Like there's different ways you can seal something. It doesn't necessarily have to always be gesso. Gesso is just the preferred method. And I'm probably gonna have to go in here and do these edges afterwards. You guys know I don't like to waste too much time doing edges on the video. So let's see. That just takes up so much time. And again, just dry brushing, and I really love the look of the dry brush. I love to see the texture of the bristles of the brush on here, like all that streaking and stuff like that, especially when it comes to like blending the colors or bringing the colors together. So we're gonna see. Now I need to add another color, because I gotta somehow, you guys, somehow, I gotta tie all this in. And this is when coloring your stuff doesn't really help you, especially when you don't want to gesso, because it takes forever. When you gesso in little pieces like that, gesso on canvas is quick, but gesso in little pieces like that takes a long time. Oh, I forgot to add some blue and color on this flower here. Let's just add a little bit of that right there while we're here. So as long as your flowers are glued well, then you'll be good to go. Make sure that they're glued well, because if you're going to be brushing, you don't want them to be loose, and then they're going to start breaking on you, because you're putting, you know, you're going against the flowers. And again, guys, it's paper. I just love dimension in my project, so anything that I'm able to create that gives me that dimension, that's a plus. That's a win-win in my book. You would think that this paint is bad, and it's not bad. It's just really dry, because it's chalky paint. When this blue and the sea breeze, not sea breeze, sea breeze color get together, it makes a really pretty minty kind of green, which again, all works. It all works. It all works. And since this was kind of like this blue to begin with, any little bits and pieces that kind of show off that blue actually works in my favor. So it actually all works out. So what am I thinking, Carmen? What are you thinking, Carmen? Where are we going? Where are we going? Because we need to get on the right and go. Okay, so I'm debating mentally if I want to grab a spray or not and try to get into some of those. But you know what? I am a risk taker. And I'm going to go ahead and grab me some sprays. Because, hey, why not? And I'm going to get me some inks. I'm going to get me some inks instead of sprays. Let me get some inks. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to try to ink up some of these. I wanted to get me like some colors here that I can kind of play with a little bit. And I have this media spray here. So and I have some of the PH Martin inks. I got like this pink one. It's called Rose Lane. This one's called Iridescent Green. And then this one's called Iridescent Deep Blue. So we're going to go ahead and play with that. And I'm going to grab this junk piece of chipboard real quick so that I can go ahead and do what I got to do. Let me go ahead and take off my bracelet because I do not want this thing to fall apart. Let me put it right here. So I have a feeling I'm about to get my hands really, really dirty, you guys. Really, really dirty. All right. So we have this. Let me just put this like this so that I can kind of work with this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this with the yellow first. And this is a Deco Art acrylic spray paint. So I'm going to add a little bit of this yellow in here. And a little bit of this yellow. Just kind of moistens up my flowers a little bit. And at the same time gives it a little bit of color. And then I'm going to go in with some of these inks. Some of these inks right here. And we're just going to add a little bit of this and a little bit of that in here. Let me use this. Which color do I want to go first? Let's go in with this green first. And I might have been better for me to kind of use up some of the other ones. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this and that in here. Onto my flowers. And just kind of do that. Just kind of adding that in there. And then let me put this back. I don't need that one. Where is the little wipey that I have? Thank you, Ada. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with a little bit of this deeper blue. I'm just gonna move this stuff from the bottom because then we're gonna add a little bit of this. And I'm gonna mist this out. If I can find my little mister there. There it is. I'm gonna mist this out. So some of these things are gonna kind of blend out a little bit, which is kind of cool. And then I'm gonna air dry it a little bit. I'm putting a little bit of the blue in the center of each of these flowers. And I don't mind if the craft color shows through. Like, I really don't mind that. To me, adds a whole nother level to the whole mixed media experience. Because it gets to show you that these are chipboard flowers. So I kind of like that. Just kind of adding a little bit of this and a little bit of that everywhere. Okay. Oops, a daisy. Now let me go with my mister and kind of spray this down. Okay. Stand it up so that I can mist it properly. Doesn't like it when it is kind of like that. And remember, you guys, this what I'm doing is not what you want to do if your petals are not gessoed. Gesso your stuff first, because I'm running a huge risk right now with what I'm doing. I do not recommend you take the same risk unless you like to live on the edge like I do. But I love this. Love this, love this, love this. And I'm going to be here with you guys to at least 11, so I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit so that I can go and spend some time with hubby while he's at work. Coffee finish. You see all that sugar in the bottom? I have no shame in my coffee game, okay? Me gusta azúcar con mi café. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna dry this, set it to the side, and I'm gonna try to play with those resins a little bit and see what we do. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this pink in here. And these inks are really, really strong, so you really don't need much. At least that's what I've kind of experienced with them, that you don't really need much. And again, I'm gonna mist it against my better judgment because they're not gessoed, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do it. Live on the edge a little. And I'm gonna stand this up. And mist it out. And let me just tap this for good luck. Warning, do what she says, not what she does, basically. Because, you know, normally I take my time to do the whole thing, but my streams are so long, and I try to cut corners here and there, which I know I shouldn't because I'm trying to show you guys the right way to do it. So this is why I'm telling you, if you want to see the right way to do it, go back on my other videos. Like I said, I spent years doing everything from beginning to end. My streams were like 3 hours and a half, the longest streams ever, because I did everything from beginning to end. But I don't do that so much no more because I want to get to the good stuff. I want to get to the good stuff, you guys. Isn't that pretty? Ugh, I'm loving this right now. Now I'm like wishing I had more flowers out, but I was out of chipboard. So I shall definitely be coming back and doing another project like this later on. I'm loving how this is looking. And I still have to add the pearls. And look, it's from chipboard flowers, regular old brown flowers. Look at how many pretty colors we got. From this to this. Come on now. Amazing. In love right now. And I cannot wait to test drive the other flower sets that I'm going to be making. And if you're one of those people that, you know, you have like arthritis in your hands or you have certain problems with your hands, then this will already come textured for you. All you have to do, if anything at all, is just, you know, cup it by pressing towards the center. But that's not even a have to if you don't want to. You don't have to do that. So I'm not gonna wait till this whole thing is like super dry. because I'm going to continue to work on the other pieces, but I'll come back and dry this a little bit more if I need to before I continue to add the other embellishments. I just want to give it at least a head start. At least a head start. Doesn't that look pretty? Kind of like these edges on the pink. I really do. So let me just add a little bit more. And this is just how things kind of come together. You start seeing what you kind of like. I really like that with the pink edges, so let me just add those in while this is kind of drying. I do want to go in here and splash some white paint on this. But before I do any splashing, let me just make sure that I get these edges. And yes, I'm going to spray just a little bit more. Once again, against my better judgment. Right? It looks so pretty. And that's just basically to help the ink to kind of flow down. All right. That looks a little bit better for me. For my aesthetic, for my liking. I'm just kind of blowing the ink down. I still have to cover that flower on the side. I haven't done that one yet. I'll do that in a minute. And I'm gonna definitely have to do another one of this because I have like 4 of these things. Again, I got them all on clearance for like 50 cents. Like I was not gonna leave it. I was not gonna leave it behind. Like I love everything sea themes except getting in boats and swimming in the water with sharks. Okay, that I will not do. I refuse. So let's put this to the side. Yeah, I love how the colors are coming out. And who would have thought that those were chipboard flowers, right? Who would have thought? Okay, so I have to figure out now. Ahora que la cosa se pone buena, because I have to figure out exactly what's gonna go where. And I was gonna put gems into the centers of the flowers, so I think I'm gonna put some gems in some centers. Maybe these little glass ones, they look like little water beads. So maybe I'll add some of these little water beads in the centers of some of the flowers, and I'll add faces in the centers of some of the other flowers. We'll see how it all goes. So I'm gonna use like 5 of those, right? I'll use like 5 of those. I was gonna go into the living room and get some other ones, but I think that that'll work, especially with these little faces and stuff. So what do I want to do with this? Do I want to add some gold? I think I want to add some gold in there. So what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna grab me the biggest sponge that I have, which is this mother lover right here. Grab me the biggest sponge that I have. And I'm gonna grab me some black paint. I believe that's the way I'm going with this, right? But I'm gonna grab me the black chalk paint if I can find it. Satin. Patent leather, that's not it. Okay, carbon. Found it. So I'm gonna use this one. It's called carbon. It's not like jet black. It's more like a gunmetal black a little bit. Pearls. I'm gonna go see if I find. I have these huge ones here. I have other ones. I do, but I have these humongous mama jammas. Show you. I mean, they might look nice. Actually, they might look nice. These are humongous pearls. Finders keepers. Ada, you're a genius. Yeah, I might just put those like in some of the open areas, right? Like just kind of like like little. I don't know. I don't like it now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. Vamos a ver. Yeah, those kind of get lost. Ada, you're a genius, Ada. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So pearls it is. Pearls it is. All right. So let's go ahead and get some of these faces. I'm going to get this octopus, this mermaid tail. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. I'm not too sold on the mermaid tail yet. But definitely some of these faces. I do want to use the keyhole. Where's the keyhole? Did I have it here already? Because I'll be blind and I don't have my glasses on. I'm away. And definitely some of these. Okay, so let me just start kind of like dabbing some of these with the black. What's ordeals? I have no idea what that is. I'm very intelligent for some things, completely illiterate for others. Let me tell you. No shame in my game. Okay. So I'm just gonna, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give these kind of like a preliminary coating. I'm not gonna worry too much about covering the whole thing or how black it needs to be. I just want to give it something to for the inks to grab onto. So I'm just gonna do this real quick, super simple, super fast, because I don't necessarily mind the glowing red on it. I actually kind of like that. I just don't think it matches the color scheme that I got going on. I should have done them in clear, but I was experimenting that day with colors, and so that's what happened. This is the results. I loved it initially, and I was like, oh my God. And I pulled out all the molds. Oh, pearls, yes, yes. It does look way more nicer with the pearls, even though the pearls are like huge. I have smaller ones, but I kind of like how dramatic they look. They look like the guardians of the pearls with all the little faces on the flowers. Which again makes no sense because you won't find flowers like that under the sea. But you might find the anchor, but I don't know if you're going to find any flowers to go with it, you know? So I'm just going to do this. Y poquito a poquito, we'll get it all in there. And again, I don't mind the glowiness of it all. After this, I'm going to spray them with some of that yellow spray. I'm going to spray them with some of the black spray to catch whatever nooks and crannies I am missing. But this will at least give me that preliminary base real quick. I still have paint here. I need like a gallon of chalky paint of black and white, honestly. Because I think if I had those, I wouldn't need any more gesso or anything else. That's why I hardly have any left, because I use it all the time. And mind you, I make my own gesso, but I just prefer it. It's less clumpy, super thin, and it holds up really well. I mean, it's not acrylic paint, so, but it's a decent substitute when you're not necessarily trying to make a museum quality archival piece, you know? So we're gonna do that. And I need need my little faces. Let's do our little faces. Come on, little face. Usually you tell them, stand still, I want to clean you up. I'm like, stand still, I got to dirty your face. I got to dirty your face, stand still. Okay. I just want the teeny tiny ones. I don't necessarily need the humongous ones. Just the small ones that I can put inside of the flowers. Okay. And this compass thing I do want to use where oh, it's right there. I already did. I'm like, where is my little frame thing? So I'm gonna put this inside of that frame, I think. That's what I'm gonna do with this. Okay. I don't think I need that. I'll take the shell though. There's gonna be quite a lot of stuff to fit in there. So I might not be able to fit it all, but we'll at least have them ready in case we can. Okay, so I think that's it. I don't think I'm gonna add the butterfly, although I might get away with the butterfly, but I don't know. And I'm gonna grab myself some black spray. Let's kind of group these babies together. I don't need this humongous face. Whoa. Now I'm gonna move away because I have my my Anna Griffith die cutting machine right there. So I don't want to spray it with all this black ink. So we're just gonna do this. And I probably could have just done this from the gate, but I wanted some of that chocolate finish paint on there. So, and then we're gonna dry this as best we can. And then once we assemble this, we'll be done. So a few more minutes. A few more minutes. As I'm drying everything in life, I might as well add this in there and dry everything all together. And that's gonna be nice because the pearls are gonna be white, so it'll give it like that really bright touch. I think that looks super pretty. Does anybody know if resin melts under heat? I don't know. It's like a plastic, right? I'm just here heat setting these things. So the molds that I have here are some stamperia molds. I also have some of those cake molds. I forgot what they're called, but you can get them like in Joanne. There's one that has like a sea theme. It has like seahorses and all those other little things that you see are part of that. Okay. Yeah, they do. They get soft. Ooh, they get soft. That's good to know because I can bend them and I can mold them now. Oh, yes. See, you discover something new every day. So now I know when I want to put something to see around glass and it's resin, I just have to heat it up a little bit and then I can actually curve it. So that works. That works. Okay. I'm really scared right now because I don't want to put my dirty little fingers all over this thing. Like, yes, like little highlights. Yes. I know, right? Remember, just very small, like touches of gesso. Yes. I have to make gesso. That's what it is, Ada. I have to make it, and I haven't made it yet because I don't want to use that baby powder that I have. So I'm on the hunt for good baby powder, you know, non-cornstarch baby powder. And I could buy, but I go through gesso so much because like everything I do requires gesso. So like I have to create my own because honestly speaking, I would have to buy an unlimited supply, and that's just too much to keep buying gesso all the time. So I make my own. I just have to get the good baby powder, and I'm waiting for them to bring it in stock. And that's why I've been kind of like on hold with that. And thankfully, I have chalky paints, so I'm able to substitute some of that with the chalky paints. Okay, but if I need to add like white or anything like that, I have white that I can add to it just to like, you know, make some highlights here and there. So what I want to do now, let me get the gold or whatever color it is. It's supposed to be like gold. Yes. This one I found it. I have bought a paint from Folk Art that is called what is it called? Oh my god, it's that gold paint that is like not gold, it's like a metallic paint that they have, and on the cover there's like an apple. And I don't know where I put that bottle at because that would have been perfect for this. So I'm gonna use this color now. It's kind of, it's bronze, but it kind of looks like gold to me, to be honest. But it's the color's bronze. Yeah, the color's bronze. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this over this. I'm gonna kind of like dab it in there and give it another quick little heat set, and then start layering and adding all the stuff. I'm gonna use a brush to do that. Look how yummy. Just because we can. Just because we can. It's Cosmo. It's not really Cosmo, but it's Cosmo's cousin. His name is Felipe. This is Felipe the seahorse. I love giving my things Spanish names. Makes them feel like family. I know you guys must think I'm so nuts. But hey, listen, at least my crazy has consistency because I've always been the same. My kind of crazy is always consistent. You know what to expect already. So I'm going to be adding these in there. Hopefully this works out kind of like how I picture it in my mind. I have no idea if it will, but we're going to see. We are going to see. Yes, silly, but you know, good silly. You know, nice silly, if you want to call it that. I'm the good kind of silly, not the evil kind of silly. Plus, you know, you can't take yourself too seriously. You know, you gotta do whatever you have to do to make the best out of everything. You know, have fun, laugh a little, live a little. You know, can't be so serious. Everything else in life is serious. Like the bills are serious, the mortgage is serious, the rent is serious, the light bill's serious. You know, so and those tend to consume most of everybody's life. So whatever little other opportunities you get to like laugh and smile and make all the bill paying that you gotta do worth it, you gotta do it, right? Because it's bad enough to have to pay mad bills and be miserable. So I'd rather like be happy and pay them bills with a smile on my face, even if I'm gritting my teeth. Because what else you gonna do, right? Shoot. You can't run from it. You might as well embrace it and make the best out of it. Okay, so let's see. Look how nice though. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If I do say so myself. Like this is kind of cool. I switch my live streams to the morning. It's so chill. It's so relaxed. It's so quiet. Like I love that. It allows me to wake up in the morning and be like, Carmen, get creative in the morning. And hopefully that's kind of spills out to the whole day. Whereas before, like, I guess your body gets kind of like accustomed to certain things. So like my creative mojo will start kicking in after 5. During the day, I was about everything else once, you know, because of my live coming on at 8 o'clock. So like my mind was already starting to focus on that. Like this, I can work on it in the evening, the day before, amongst working with other things and get myself together and be like, hey, this came out really cool. I'm gonna hopefully this will dry soon so you can see. I sprayed it and it's like spotted everywhere. I don't know if you can see that, but it got like black little spots everywhere. I think that looks so freaking cool. I don't know if you can see it with my big old hand, but it's got like little spots everywhere. That looks so nice. Honestly, I think I could have just painted them straight with the ink and it would have held it up really nicely. But just in case it needed something to grip onto, I painted them and added that paint in there. I might speckle them with black. I really love that. I might just like splash it with black as opposed to splashing it with white. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like a little kid, like, you know, when you're in science class and like in elementary school or even in junior high school, when you're learning, when you're doing like all those cool little experiments and like you see the teacher adding a whole bunch of stuff and like everything kind of comes to life. Like science is one of my favorite classes of all time. I love science. Science and history. Love history as well. Anything to do with history, Greek mythology, ancient history, all of that good stuff. I love history. But when it came to science, I was like super intrigued because I just love seeing like chain reactions of stuff. So like adding colors, mixing colors and stuff like that creates a chain reaction where they kind of blend and mix. And sometimes you'll get this color, sometimes you'll get that color, sometimes you'll get a little bit of both colors. And this kind of lends itself to be something like that because like you're experimenting with all different things and like you get to see like all these things happening. And it's just so super cool because things that you don't really expect to happen sometimes do. Those little happy accidents that we're always talking about. And like with the spraying of the resin pieces and all those little polka dots kind of happening on it, I think that looks amazing. And it feels like it's really real, like it's almost something you would find under the sea. So I think that's super cool. And if I don't end up using these projects that I'm making, then I'm going to add them to the store for sale. But we'll see, because I do like to decorate my house with some of the stuff that I make too. I have my artwork everywhere. Yes, I'm going to add like black splashes on them to kind of just, not on everything, but like on the little corals and the sea animals and stuff like that. I'm going to add like little black splashes. And the faces and stuff, I'm going to leave those alone and leave them solid gold. But like for everything else, I think and this is bronze, it's not gold, but this bronze looks better than the gold would have, so I love it. Love it, love it. I have a spray sealer that I can spray over everything, but usually what I like to do is just go over it with triple thick and just kind of get it in there like that. You really don't need much of this ink to do the job that you're looking to do, which is awesome. This has great coverage. It's very opaque, so you don't have to go over it a gajillion times and use up all of your beautiful ink. So it does do the job. Okay, so one more piece, I think. This thing here, the navigator, that's what I'm going to call it, the navigator. So I forgot what it's called. For somebody who loves sea themes, everything, you would think that I would know the names of everything, but I do not. No shame in my game. I do not know. Okay, so is that everything? I think I'm missing something. I feel like I'm missing something. What is it that I'm missing? I don't know, but for good measure, I'm just gonna heat blast this real quick, just to make sure that it's all dry. Then I'm gonna separate them, add a few splashes of black on some of the pieces. So I'm gonna add this. My faces, I don't want them to get splashed on. I'm gonna put my faces over here. I gotta clean that face up a little bit. It's got a little bit of edging on it from when I took it out. Yes, 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 yes. So we're gonna do a little bit of that. Let me put this out. Let me put this out. Anything that is not an animal, I guess, or that I'm gonna, all of these things right here, I'm gonna put together. And I don't know if I should splash that, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna splash this, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put more paint right in here. And I did grab me a fan brush when I was coming over here. And that might be even too much paint. Let me just, I still haven't filled up my bottle from the last time, remember? Because I gotta fill up my bottle, I still haven't done it. Because that is just the hot mess that is me. Okay, so I'm gonna dilute this paint just a little bit. And I don't know if I like that, so let's try this one. It seems like I'm getting more black dots over the cardboard than I'm over the pieces. Like I'm trying to get some on this octopus. It doesn't want to. It's like, no, not me. Okay, so let's spray it. Let's dry it real quick. Oh, burn it. Note to self, Carmen, do not put your hand directly under the heat. No seas tan bruta, por favor. Okay. All right. So I think that is as speckled as it's going to get. Yeah, my daughter's sleeping in the background. If you guys can't hear her, but I'm here starting to hear her. I didn't hear her before, but I'm starting to hear her now. Hello, toothbrush. Is that I have my machine in the back. So like if I start spraying it like with other stuff, like creating those flicks, it's gonna flick everywhere. And I don't want my machine to get dirty. Oh my goodness. I don't want my machine to get dirty. Okay, so I've done this, I've done that. Now it's time to do other things. And let's just put this down and start assembling this baby. Because I'm running up on the 2 hours now. I believe, right? From 9:30 to 10:30 to 11:30. 2 hours. 2 hours. Okay. So let's move this out of the way. And let's start kind of building this baby up. So I want this here, right? I want this in the bottom. Right, somewhere like there. let's do that. I feel like cutting this up. So cut that up. And let's kind of tuck this stuff under there, right? And let's see. Yeah, I got the sniffles. Oh, my fingers painted gold. I almost put glue on it. Ah, you would have heard me screaming. Okay. Right? Right? How we going? How we going? Yeah, I know. I know it does. And that's why I'm worried. I know. I'm too familiar with the splash. I've done splash with just about everything. But what happens is, especially when you use a toothbrush, you're projecting the splash out. So, like, yeah, you're splashing your stuff, but you're splashing everything else too. And with the paintbrush too, as you're flicking it, you're flicking paint everywhere. So I try to be as controlled as possible, because I didn't want to put paint all over my machine, because I have it literally on my desk because I've been playing with it for the past couple days. Hopefully I'm not in frame. I haven't combed my hair, you guys. I look crazy. I look crazy, my friends. I look crazy. Okay. Trying to see. This one's a different one. It's the same mold, but this one's a little bit different, a little bit bulkier. So we're gonna have to wait on that one. So let's see. Let's go ahead and glue this part up. And do that. And where is my little compass thing? Where's north? There it is. Let's put that right in the center. Okay, let's see what's not working here. Something not working here. Let's see. There we go. That's better. Thank you very much. Let's see. I gotta be able to put this guy somewhere. So where? Do I want to put that there? I don't know. Let's see. This is supposed to be found items. I'm trying to see if a little bit of resin casting. I'm trying to see. Let's put that face in there. How this is all going to look. And ideally, you wouldn't even want to stick these things down with hot glue. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because over time these things will kind of fall apart. They'll kind of fall off. Not everything does, but some things do, and you never know which ones are the ones that are gonna last and which ones are the ones that are not. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. And we wanted pearls in here, right? Add some pearls in here to see if it kind of starts giving me a little bit of life. On something like a pearl, you would definitely want to add, or gesso it on one side, you know, gesso it on the side that you're going to be gluing them in, and then you'll be all right. Let's get a smaller one and add the smaller one here. Cup them up a little bit. I'm like in need, there we go, to do something. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of glue that over that and see if that'll hold for me. Turn it around and add glue wherever else I'm missing. Corona hair, the very popular these. Yeah, you saw my hair? Oh my God, I got the Corona hair, dude. No, hold on. Hold on, because now you made me self-conscious. Now I gotta like put the rubber band around it again. My hair's getting so long and it's just so much hair and it's so hot. I don't know if you guys, if you've ever seen the video of that dad that was doing his daughter's hair, and he was like so proud of himself. He got the little rubber bands around his hair, around her hair, and then like 2 seconds later, the whole thing said. That's kind of like how my hair does, for the most part. So I did not mean to wow you with all my grays and browns and yellows. I have a little bit of everything. My hair is just as colorful as my art, let me tell you. So let's see. Let me add this in there. This is coming out beautiful, even if I do say so myself. This really is coming out really, really nice. And I don't know what made it more pretty, either the resin pieces or my flower pieces, or just the color scheme, or just the whole thing together, but it just works, right? It just works. I don't have a teeny tiny pearl, I don't think, at least close to me, to add. To add anything else to it. I think I'm gonna have to kind of bring this up here, like so, and pull that there. Maybe there. Okay. Have to figure out what parts actually work for gluing them down, like where I can stick it in. This rope actually is not helping me too much, to be honest with you guys. It's actually hindering what I'm trying to do. Can I actually put any glue under it? We shall find out. Well, let's see. The flowers are perfect, thank you. You know, I never really mix too much flowers with seeping, anything, because to me, those things don't compute. It doesn't compute. I'm like, why would there be flowers in the ocean? But it actually works. It works. I guess that's the magic of art, that you can make it all work. You can make it all work. Look at this chubby little face. Gotta love a chubby little face. Chubby little face right there. I thought I glued the star down. I guess not. I guess not. So, no, I didn't actually. So let's go ahead and glue you down now. So you see the reddish tone to the pieces actually worked well once I added the pink to it. And since I kind of dyed it down a little bit, you can still see a little bit of the red resin. I guess it's the stuff I haven't glued down. You can still see some of the red resin, obviously, because that's what it is. But it actually helps this piece, I think. Do I want to do that? I'm just crazy enough to try. No, I don't really like how that looks there, to be honest. Do I need this piece in there or do I not? I don't know. All I know is that I got stuff to do and I gotta hurry up. So let's just glue this face in there. Oh, baby crying. No cry, baby. No cry. I still have my sentiment. Where is it? Finders keepers. I guess I'm gonna have to stick it somewhere. Stick it there, I guess. All right, that'll work. That'll work there. And I think that's it for the pieces that I did. I got a key here that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to add in here or not. I don't think so. I don't think it'll fit. So, what am I missing here? So when I do next month's release reveal for the stuff that I'm gonna be releasing for next month, you're gonna see these flowers again, because at that point in time it'll be official. I like the way that they worked. I like the way that they held up. And as you guys saw, I didn't gesso them. And that's part of the reason, another reason why I didn't gesso them today, so that you guys can see how actually durable they are without being gessoed. You saw how I sprayed them. I added a bulk load of water, all of that. Although I do not recommend that you do that. Okay, FYI, disclaimer, I do not recommend that you do that. However, if you wanted to do it, you guys can see you can. Just make sure that you dry it. Don't just leave it sitting there. And I do want to add maybe some of those little water gem thingies. I don't know if I like them or not, but we're gonna see how kind of like how it all looks. I'm just kind of coloring off the edges here on the chipboard sentiment with my finger, because I do like to finger paint every now and then. And I wanted to add some splashes, but I don't think it needs it, right? Is any flower missing a face? This is Penelope, she's sleeping. Shh, Penelope's sleeping. Is that it? All my flowers have faces or they have a pearl? All I gotta do is glue this. That's no go. That's a no go. Okay, so let's add our final piece. The piece de la resistance. Viva the crafts. And here we go. Finders keepers. And I absolutely love it. And I have quite a few pieces left over, which is always awesome. And some of them are already painted, ready to go. Okay. I just put this in my little box, and then I shall go over what we did today. So my friends, I believe that's everything that I was gonna add on here, if I'm not mistaken. I know I wanted to add some of those little water gems, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think that these really work too well. They're too big. Maybe if they were smaller, but they just look like bubbles, which is not a bad thing, but I think that they kind of get lost. So I'd rather use these or save these for a different project. I've been trying to get my hands on it. I've been trying to find the plastic ones that they sell that it's like this. But they're like little plastic domes, little tiny plastic domes, but I don't find them out here. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll get lucky at some point and I'll find them. And then I'll be able to use those. But for right now, I've been using those little glass ones. But they don't necessarily go with everything because their size is a little awkward. But this is what we created today. It's called Finders Keepers, and basically to demo and test run the chipboard flowers and how the design works, and to see if the flowers look good once you put them all together. I decided to do this live today, showing that and showcasing that these flowers and other flowers are going to be available as effective of June. Hopefully I'll have them ready to go in the first week of June. I'll be re-releasing or sharing with you guys the new designs for chipboards, because that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a chipboard release and a stencil release, so 1 and 1 a month. That way it allows me to work on orders, work on designs, and at the same time be able to, you know, get my crafting on here, because otherwise I won't be able to do it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Liz. These flowers that cover my interest over the chipboard. Yes, they are. Oh, it's okay, Liz. Basically, these are chipboard flowers that I'm making for my store, happydaycrafts.com. Feel free to go check it out. I make all different kinds of chipboard designs and stencils, all designed by me, for your use, fun, and enjoyment. So I basically designed these flowers yesterday. They're chipboard flowers, and they already come pre-textured because I'm going to be texturing them. And just so you guys, you know, because I like to keep everything on the up and up, I textured them with these Heartfelt Creations 3D molds. And basically it allows for them to have like all of that texture around them. So you already get them pre-textured. They're not available as yet, and you're gonna get a bag full of these. My prices are really, really reasonable, and I'll be putting the prices and all of that stuff in June, so make sure that you check that out then. But for other things, right now I have stencils available. That's what I have available for now. Other stencils, because I'm currently waiting for my chipboards to arrive. My next batch of chipboards to arrive, because I went through the first batch like in the blink of an eye. I can't believe it. I thought I bought more than enough, and oh my goodness. But I guess that's a good thing, because you guys sold me out so fast. And I was worried about that. So I'm like, let me buy more, and you sold me out with those as well. So I'm super excited. I'm, you know, very elated when it comes to this whole thing. So I used the chipboard flowers to test them out and just kind of layer them. And I didn't gesso them. I wanted to see how they kind of held up with just like, you know, if you're like me, that sometimes you don't take that extra step to gesso them, and you just like to just go, you know, go ham, then I wanted to see what the flowers would do once that took place. And as you guys can see, they held up really, really nicely. No gesso at all. All I did do, and I painted them. I added paint on them. I added wet mediums on them. I added sprays on them. I added inks on them. I added water on them with no gesso, and you guys can see the dimension. Oh, I forgot to paint this flower here. This is basically what the flower looks like. I'm gonna have to go back into that one and paint it. I forgot. That's what happens when you stick stuff behind stuff. You forget that they're there. And I think that mailman is here for me. So this is perfect. Everything is lining up. It is exactly 11:30, so I finished on the dot. I want to thank you all so, so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell, because sometimes it works and sometimes you will be notified. Follow me on my Instagram and on my Facebook. All of my links are on my channel page, so make sure that you check that out. My website link is also there if you want to stop by and check that out as well. And yes, you guys, I'm gonna be going live stream during the morning, so you're gonna find me between 9:30 and 10 is the time that I'm trying to go live, and I'm trying to make it so that I go live at least every other day. So I'm trying to be more consistent so that I can share more projects with you, also share more of the things that I'm designing. And you guys know I like to take you all on the journey with me as I go. So with that being said, I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. I know that a lot of things are opening, but don't fall asleep, you guys. You know, things go dormant just like bears, and then they wake up from hibernation. So don't get caught in the woods without protection. And that's the best that I can say it. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now. Stay blessed, be safe, and have an awesome, awesome day. And thanks, Ada. Bye.